Yeah. This ain't no handouts. No shortcuts. No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman. No middleman, I get it direct. Pressure talk, I don't deal in the flex. Cut the line, I don't wait, I collect. If it's mine, I'ma claim my respect. No middleman, I move with intent. Boss moves only, every dollar was spent. No favors, no deals, no rent. Built from the ground, now the whole game bent. Started with a vision, had to cut the distractions. No handshake, just results and reactions. They was talking plays, I was making it happen. Turned losses to losses, then flipped it to passion.
Disclaimer: this broadcast is intended for commentary, discussion, and entertainment purposes only. All topics and statements are based on publicly available information, including news reports, social media content, and third-party sources, which may include allegations or unverified claims. The views expressed are opinions and should not be interpreted as confirmed facts. This content is not intended to harm, defame, misrepresent any individual, organization, or entity. Viewer discretion is advised.
Trust cost. Yeah, no middleman. Sometimes the loudest warning come with the quietest smile. Truck out more than money. Better watch what you invest. Everybody shake your hand, everybody ain't the best. Some build you up with love, some build a trap instead. Read the sign before the story, end in tears instead. Trust out more than money, yeah. Protect your peace. Power don't always shout it, creeping piece by piece. A smile can hide motives, that's real, no pretend. Truth don't need a middleman in the end. Started with a compliment, turned into dependent. Small favors every day, now they crossing every limit. Made you feel important, made you feel understood. Now they separating you from everybody that was good. That's how influence moving, nobody paying attention. A conversation today become tomorrow's permission. Respect ain't manipulation, love ain't isolation. Question every voice that demand your validation. Trust cost more than money, better watch what you invest. Everybody shake your hand, everybody ain't the best. Some build you up with love, some build a trap instead. Read the sign before the story, end in tears instead. This ain't about rumors, this ain't picking sides. It's about recognizing patterns people try to hide. Mentors can uplift, families help you grow. But if somebody controls your world, that's a warning you should know. Power, A status, none of that alone. But mixed with manipulation, that's a dangerous zone. Truth over emotions, facts over the hype. Learn the difference now before it changes somebody's life. Trust can build a home, trust can build a team. Trust can build a future or destroy every dream. So ask the hard questions, don't be scared to think. Sometimes the strongest chains don't look like chains at all. Trust costs more than money, better guard your soul. Not every helping hand wants to see you whole. Knowledge is protection, that's the reason we begin. Truth don't need a middleman, let the conversation win.
Good evening and welcome to No Middleman. Tonight we are tackling a topic that is uncomfortable as it is necessary. When most people hear the word grooming, their minds immediately go to the outcome. But what if we've been focusing so much on the destination that we've ignored the process? Because every meaningful relationship begins somewhere. Trust. Trust is what builds friendships. Trust is what builds mentorships. Trust is what builds families. Trust is what builds love. But trust can also be exploited. So tonight we're asking a difficult question. Is trust the foundation of every healthy relationship and also the first tool used in grooming? We'll examine the ongoing online conversations surrounding David and Celeste Rivas, not to pronounce guilt or innocence, but to explore a much bigger issue: what separates guidance from manipulation? When does influence become control? Can age, power, status, admiration, or emotional dependence change the meaning of trust? And perhaps the most important question of all, can someone be gaining your trust without you realizing they're also gaining your dependence? This conversation isn't about canceling people. It isn't about choosing sides. It's about understanding a process that psychologists, parents, educators, and investigators have studied for years. Because if we only recognize grooming after harm has occurred, then we've learned the outcome without ever understanding the warning signs. Tonight, let's slow the conversation down. Let's separate emotion from evidence. Let's distinguish healthy trust from manipulated trust, because the truth doesn't need a middleman.
Yeah. You're not rocking with the realest podcast in the room. No middleman. Souls. Sovereign. Uncle Plug. Let's go. No middleman.
At that time, or they were asked to turn away. But we're still finding out more information about what went down, because there was so much that was given during that final day on Friday. So we're going to talk about it here. There's some text messages. There's even some information about the photos that were shown. And I specifically want to go first to one of the people who were actually inside the courtroom. Lauren Conlon posted about this and some of the text messages that were displayed during the court proceeding. And she says this: text between David and Celeste, where he is 19 and she is 13, on both threads. She says the first text thread would appear to imply his mother, Colleen Burke, was aware of what was going on. If this is the case, Colleen could be found liable for this. Now, what happened on June 19th, 2024 at 1 a.m. Celeste said to David, your mom know we had sex yet? And David said, she thinks that's the first thing we're going to do when we see each other. So again, implying that Colleen knew that David was in a relationship with this girl. Did she know her age? Had she ever even seen her? That has yet to be proven. Now, Lauren says more, appearing to refer to the abortion. And on August 30th of 2024 at 2:08 a.m., Celeste said, realistically, I care about you. I killed my first kid, you something. So it must have been a broken up text. And then David said, it has to be in the right time with the least complications. Celeste said, I still would have been there for it. Sounding like she didn't want to do it. Jane. David said, yeah, selfishly, because it would have also been mine. David said, I'm going to have to lie to people around me, even my kid, for the rest of my life. Meaning that, again, I don't know why he would say that. Is he saying that because he knew that Celeste was underage and he couldn't say, oh, yeah, you were born when your mom was 14. I mean, now she's 28 and you're 15 years old. So I don't know what he meant by that. Maybe he'll testify to it at some point. And then Celeste says, I don't like talking about it because it gets me really upset. But I'd do it again, is what Celeste said. So now we got to get information from Amy. If y'all don't follow Amy and you want to stay up to date on the latest news, make sure you do that. Follow her on X at @IamyLee on X. She says this: the details laid out the prosecutor's court brief paint a disturbing timeline of the steps David Burke allegedly took to conceal the crime following the murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas. According to the filing from the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, the blue inflatable pool plays a central role in the physical evidence collecting Burke to the dismemberment. Now, when he purchased everything, we've talked about this at length, but the prosecutors allege that on May 5th, 2025, David Burke ordered a blue inflatable pool, heavy-duty laundry bags, and a body bag via Amazon using the fake name Victor Mendez. Now, also, the state alleges that the pool was placed in the garage to contain blood and fluid while he used the chainsaw to dismember her body. And there were other saws that he purchased as well. Now, forensic analysis from the LAPD's Trace Analysis Unit made a direct physical fit match between the small blue plastic fragments found embedded in Celeste's remains and the plastic of the crumpled pool found in the garage. Again, he may have been cutting the body, allegedly, and got some of the pool while he was doing it inside of the pool, and then it got embedded into her skin. Now, along with the dryer sheet found inside the crumpled pool suggesting an attempt to run the material through the washing machine to eliminate biological trace evidence, investigators also noted that David purchased a heavy-duty burn cage under the same alias 2 months later in July 2025. The case remains one of the most chilling legal proceedings currently unfolding in LA County, with prosecutors presenting extensive data, delivery, and forensic evidence linking Burke to the homicide and the cover-up. Now, we're going to hear from another person who was inside the courtroom. Y'all know Brian Enton very well on this channel. He does a great job of reporting an excellent work on the Nancy Guthrie case, and he's been there covering this. I want to listen to some of what he says, and he gives a breakdown of what was showing in the courtroom. He says, Day 5 of David's preliminary hearing, graphic testimony from the medical examiner pertaining to wounds found in Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And he says the toxicology indicates she did not die from drug or alcohol. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, so it's day 5 of the David hearing, accused of murdering Celeste Rivas Hernandez in Los Angeles. It continues to get more graphic. The medical examiner has been on the stand. I'm just looking back at the notes, showed really graphic images again of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, of her amputated left hand, showed the left ring and pinky fingers amputated, amputated right index finger with the tattoo, which remember matches a tattoo also that David has. Both of those photos were taken at the tow yard. Prosecutors also showed a photo of Rivas's decomposed corpse on the medical examination table. And again, I'm sorry, I know this stuff is like rough, but this is what's happening in court. He described it as severely decomposed, multiple dismemberment sites, said the left eye was absent. There was liquidation, soft tissue. He said that there was a distinct smell that they could even smell down the hallway in the medical examiner's office. He said that there appeared to be penetrating wounds. So this is important, compatible with sharp force injury, which goes to cause of death. And he said that there were fragments in the knee that matched what could possibly be fragments from David's kiddie pool that we've talked about, where prosecutors believe the dismemberment may have happened.
Calling it a kiddie pool is diabolical, by the way.
This is also important. Toxic.
You mute yourself.
She didn't give me 2 seconds. Everybody, welcome into No Middleman. Again, we want to start out prefacing that tonight we are not here to solve the crime. We are not here to put judgment out there, but we are here to use some valid comparison, meaning that there are some elements of this case that possibly could have elements of grooming, i.e. building trust, building a relationship, manipulation. All types of things can be allegedly involved in this case. Again, we don't have all the facts. They are about to go to trial. But with that being said, we are here to talk about our finale episode tonight of Grooming. So with everything being heard, how do you guys feel about the initial things you heard when it starts off with the text messages?
You want me to go, Rain?
Go ahead, bud.
I start. If not anything, you finna get statutory. You finna get statutory, without a doubt. But with that, just that evidence alone, that connects him to that young lady. We ain't posting no judgment, right?
No, we I wanted to hear what you had to say, and then I want to hear how the building of trust, right? When you look at those text messages, he didn't only build trust in that young lady, he built trust possibly
in his mom.
Yes. So really want to have this conversation. I think it's a deep conversation about grooming, or allegedly could be forms of grooming, and how these things could actually start bringing other people in too. You know what I mean? We don't ever think about the other people who are clearly becoming innocent bystanders or casualties of the war, as we would say. What's your guys' thoughts on that? And you can give your opinion on it too, Plug, as well.
No, well, if I have to give my opinion, he going to prison for a long time.
On something.
Yeah, on something. If it's gonna be, if it's not anything, he going for statutory. Because they just admitted to putting a baby in that little girl. Like, man, he threw. That's all I can say. He done for. He cooked, fork in him, whatever. Like, why are we going to trial? Why are we going to trial? I mean, they gonna present all that evidence, boy. It'd be like, what is lawyer gonna say?
His lawyer been patting him on the back and caressing him on the back. Yeah, throughout the whole trial.
Yeah, because he getting a bag for this. I'm wondering how much he cost an hour.
I think it's a white female.
Oh yeah,
not that race.
What?
Not that race matters, but
that does matter.
With that
does matter. Now it might not. We're not saying race matters, but that matters.
Yeah,
that says a lot.
I think I read somewhere where she was, type,
Patting him on his back.
type deal. Now I will say, in reference to the conversation we having about grooming, obviously she trusted him very well, because not only did she say that, so she did say that she was pregnant by him.
Mhm.
Okay, and she ended up going through with, we're not gonna say the word, going through with terminating the pregnancy. But in doing so, she said, and she would do it again. Did I
Mhm.
listen correctly?
Yes, she
So
said she would do it
yeah,
again.
she said she would, and she would do it again. So that right there shows you how much trust she had in him. She was that comfortable to, one, not only get pregnant by him, but and terminate the pregnancy, but also do it again if it should happen again. So that level of trust, being able to protect him in a sense at this time before it led up to her unaliving, showed. I mean, he had to do some type of grooming. I'm assuming that's just my assumption with it, because she trusted him that much, and not only that, but her, with his mom knowing what was going down as well.
Mm.
How can
Hey,
she? I don't even see how she could tell her son, "Oh yeah, this is okay."
man, Rain, remember what we talked about? I always dated up
Yeah.
because, like I told you, like my brother got 4 years on me. He 4 years older than me. And around 13, 14, I was hanging around with him and his partners, which was probably a little bit older than him. You know what I mean, at the time. And I acquired a lot of game for a young man. And it was this little girl that had that was crushing on Plug, you know what I mean? And I could truly see how the manipulate, not even manipulation, just how strong, just that, when you young and somebody just a year or two older than you know what I mean, how easily you can just fall into that trap.
Mm.
Any trap, just easily, especially if they know what they're talking about, and you assume they know what they're
Make it
talking
seem
about.
like they know what they talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I was like, it was too easy. You know what I'm saying? Like it was too easy. Especially when you're trying to holler at, a 16, 17-year-old that's a little more seasoned than you. And
Mm.
and just to see that one that's just a year under you, too easy. And it seemed and it makes you, unless you got a power fetish, you know what I mean? It makes you feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? How like, dang, I get her to do whatever I want her to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you either take advantage of that or you stray away from that. And in this case, it seems he took advantage of that. And plus, he got celebrity status. He's a
Mhm.
singer. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Popular, super popular. And then boom, 13-year-old, a 6-year age gap,
6.
dangerous.
Barely
He
13. You barely, what, 8th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade,
that's eighth grade.
8th grade.
That's eighth grade. Bro, you ain't even dealing with a high schooler. That's
Could
that's trash.
do y'all could do y'all or could we also say that they both almost fail to trust, right? So for those who are following the case, there was other messages that came out that stated the day after he was at Coachella concert and he was actually with another woman. And that's when everything kind of fell apart. When he was at Coachella, it was rumors that he was out, he said he was trying to get the young lady some tickets, whatever. And I'm
Mhm.
paraphrasing, guys. I could be missing points. I'm
Mhm.
just trying to give a quick explanation. He's giving that, and then she starts to, message him and tells him that she's gonna tell everyone. So
Yeah.
we're talking about trust tonight, right? So
Mhm.
could trust can also trust can lead to grooming, but could trust also, once broken, lead to these outcomes? Could both people be grooming each other no matter how the grooming started.
Mm.
Take away the age, but don't think about the age. Take away the age. Take away the age. Just think about two people building trust.
Yeah.
One person develops trust. They both develop trust, but then one uses the things that you developed or gained with them to now threaten you.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we've seen Shannon Sharp go through, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a lot of trust initially there.
Yeah.
Until, you see what I mean? So like when we're talking about grooming, right? Some people could even say that was, everything can have elements of grooming. But do we ever think about trust could be what led to both outcomes? Grooming and someone also
betraying that trust.
Yes.
I just can't get this case out of my head right now, but it's just,
you can speak on it if you like. Speak on it like if you like.
See,
go ahead.
I see what you exactly what you're talking about.
He's closing his eyes.
I'm trying to.
We're not laughing. We're not laughing at the situation.
I'm trying to disassociate.
Okay.
I'm trying to disassociate from the actual
from the age. Yeah.
Yeah, from the age and the crime, like, because in that case, when you betray, when she betrayed, or say when a woman betrays that trust,
it was a threat to betray, though, right?
A threat to betray. That's and then so that means the other person is aware of what the consequences were. That knew what it was, it carried consequences, but didn't. And after the actual incident or the alleged incident, there's even greater consequence. Man, I can't even disassociate myself from the case. Boy, this is crazy, man. Like when I first heard of this actual case, bro, I was like, it intrigued me because I was like, this got to be, somebody had to make this up.
Yeah.
But it's real life. And every time it's super sad. And like a lot, man, it's a lot of documentation. It's a lot of text threads, Instagram, X, which is Twitter. Like it's a lot of text threads, but like they was really in a serious relationship.
And I want to ask y'all 2 questions from the chat, and we will get to as many chats as possible, but there's a couple that stood out to me. So the first one, I-90 West said, grooming without a foundation of trust equals disaster. But then I want to ask you guys this question. Miles, welcome in, Miles and I-90 West. Miles said, age matters the most in the case because of emotional maturity. So I want to pose another question. Because we feel that age results into a lack of emotional maturity, does that still mean a person doesn't know what they're actually doing? Because kids learn to manipulate mommy and daddy early.
Yeah.
So I understand that ages are important. I think age is more important towards the crime than it is the everything else. But that's just my opinion. Yeah. But do we really feel emotional maturity and age played a part in someone now possibly allegedly threatening you and your livelihood?
Yeah, she knew what she was doing. Everybody in that whole equation, no matter how young or old, they both knew exactly what they wanted and what they was doing, without a doubt.
Yeah, she knew his age.
So where do y'all think the mother plays in this? Do you feel the son monetarily groomed her? Because again, this is just a valid comparison. There's just elements of grooming. Do we feel that him being the breadwinner or becoming this newfound superstar, being what the family needed, do we feel like he played into that as well? Like, because think about it. I mean, that, to me, that's scary when the mom is like apparently, allegedly very abreast to what's going on. So how do
to
you
what
guys,
extent though?
Yeah. That, agree.
Extent, like to what extent is she knowledgeable? She may have known of this girl, probably have never met this girl, probably just heard of that girl with him discussing her, but not knowing, because what parent, ain't no parent, she's a weirdo. I mean, but nobody, no, I would take it back. Probably normally, a normal situation probably be a scolding, but with his position, him getting to the money and his career, this, that, and the third, she wouldn't have condoned that if she'd have known, had she known. So I would say no, she wouldn't have known.
Okay. Good conversation, man. Good conversation. This is our finale of Grooming tonight. We're going to be hitting this from a lot of different angles. Trust is going to be one of the bigger anchors of the conversation, but wanted to start off with this David case. I know Plugs been abreast to it, Rain, myself, we all been abreast to it, but just wanted to start off with this just due to now it's going to actually be going to trial. Definitely going to be watching that trial closely. We're going to get to the chats, Rain, and then if there's any y'all would like to answer or respond to, feel free to.
Maddie said, hello, everyone. She put the umbrellas, the plugs, and the war rooms in the chat. She said, what kind of sick individual is this? I-90 West said, I leave Dallas tomorrow. It's been real.
Oh, man. You didn't hit us up either, I-90, man. You didn't hit us up, big dog.
Bridget said, so be clear, do parents groom their children?
We'll start at. We'll end with that question tonight, Bridget. Good question.
Classic said, trust isn't real. You just never know with people risking it every day. Miles says, statutory laws exist for a reason. Penny said, honestly, I can't get past him playing Dexter with the kiddie pool. They got all the evidence.
And why not put her in the pool with the chlorine? Never mind.
Miles said, going to jail, holding somebody's pocket day one.
Yep.
Classic said, trust is for the naive. I don't put nothing past anybody. Penny said, got to control your kids early. Supermax said, okay, Rain, no woman hate, but did you just define trust to be a man? I'm not sure I understand that, Supermax.
Well, Penny, you saying the cussing word, you talking about accountability.
Supermax says, what's up, plug?
What's happening, Soup?
Penny said, or others will step in and educate, guide, and control the world for you. Mrs. V casted her carrier. She said, good morning, good evening. I don't even know where I got that from.
What's up, Richard?
Because I'm used to hearing her. She's used to going on early, and I hear her say, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Richard said, I'm lost. Y'all mean something else. Mrs. V said, playing with fire.
Definitely.
You will get burned. Supermax said, sup, souls.
What's good?
Penny said, I can't say she was grooming him as much as she had leverage based on the depth of his manipulation.
Leverage, okay. I like that.
Mrs. V said he should not have been messing with her at all to even have been able to threaten to use something against him. Supermax said women aura farming to the max, so you just have to be him, then you have complete trust and control. So the man is the definition of trust. Jays, we only 10,000 years out the jungle.
Just saying we only 10,000.
Oh, just saying.
We gonna start letting plug read these things.
They look, if it ain't BRB, be right back, or LOL, I don't know all these, and I know you lying.
Hey, IMO had me for a minute.
IMO, yeah.
I was like,
I be having Google some of this stuff. For real. Or to broaden it up, if you know someone is a liability and you chose to still involve yourself with them and feed them information, the outcome is ultimately on you. So should guilt be put on the mother as well? On his mother?
It's good questions. Good
It
questions.
depends on what she knows, and if he incriminates her, and it depends on how much she knows.
Should be an
If she knew,
accessory?
yes, you better believe it.
Classic said, trust will have you arming people with things to hurt you with. Trust is overrated. Too tight. Welcome in. He said TWR and drop the plugs in there, some rings and umbrellas.
What's up, Too Tight?
What's up? What's up?
Penny said, maturity is understanding. Effectiveness and understanding is different. Her goal was effectiveness because she didn't think about her consequences if exposed.
I like it, Penny. I like it.
Maddie said, as a mother, I feel that she should have put a stop to this. A 13-year-old child is not even mature enough to consent to these actions. Supermax said, we're witnessing the downfall of society. It's by design. The internet just glitches when we see it. I-90 said, it's kind of similar to the R. Kelly thing. Those parents knew and encouraged some things because they were getting paid. Modern day pimping.
Wow.
Richard said, playing with words. That's government games. That's why people shouldn't go off laws. Right or wrong is simple.
That's facts.
Penny said, the real question is the state of emotional immaturity and mental development to engage with a 13-year-old with the world at his fingertips.
Yeah.
Could have paid for anything.
Goofball.
Miles said, accountability is an adult concept. These were children.
I will say one day we also have to get to the point of comfortability to have the whole conversations about these type of questions though. Like you got to have a lot because like I mean we've seen it with AB and Dean, right? The young lady was out with them that night, got in the vehicle, he found out the person was underage and like they got her out of the car and stuff. Like we never had the conversation of, because I was watching a bunch of videos, you know, kind of developing content and like a lot of grooming, there were a lot of women who admitted to like, I didn't say my age or this didn't do, not saying that makes it right. I'm just saying that it's a lot of things that leads up to the moment of it. So we got to be okay with having that uncomfortable conversation about where does the accountability stop? And then the other person that's of age needs to take their accountability.
Classic said, trust is as real as love. Plug, get it. Ms. V said, tampering with evidence, the mother hindering the process of an investigation.
Yeah.
Classic said, it's all good when it's all good and ain't when it ain't.
That's facts. That's facts.
That's facts.
That's facts. We'll definitely be keeping up with the case, covering it as they go into trial. But there's a lot of conversation here, and I know Plug did mention beforehand, you know, about the statutory. I think in a real life situation, he probably should go more towards that if he ever wants to see home again. Like I think that's the silence of the whole thing. I know a lot of people were saying, "What's up, V?" She said 100. I think that's why a lot of people were like talking about his nonverbals, how emotionless he seemed and all that. But I think as a defense, they're gonna go with that, right? You give somebody 20 years for that instead of not having enough evidence to really find them for, you know, murking. So like, I think people too pick their battles. You know what I mean? So
but if you cop the one, you got it. The second one gonna stick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna stick. You can't find the weed and the coke in the same spot. You the only one in it. You the only one in the car. You know what I'm saying? The weed, man. I don't know who coke that is. You going in for both of them. You going in for both of them, brother.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. So we will get to the rest of the comments after our next segment. Y'all already know what it is. It's the girl with the monologues. We're going over to the radar with Rain.
Sovereign got Alabama grace all in the spirit. Yeah. Georgia roots in the soul every time you hear it. Yeah.
Welcome back to On the Radar with Rain, where we just don't follow the headlines. We examine the questions they're forcing us to ask. And tonight, we're looking at a law that's taking effect on August the 1st in Minnesota, and it's reigniting a national debate about child protection, criminal law, and prevention. So beginning August the 1st, Minnesota will make grooming a minor a standalone felony. That means that prosecutors may be able to charge certain grooming conduct before sexual abuse has occurred. So that's provided that they can prove legal elements required under the law. So that's an important distinction. This law isn't about making someone a criminal because they spoke to a child. It isn't about awkward conversations or simply building trust. So according to the law, prosecutors must prove that an adult intentionally engaged in a pattern of conduct designed to build a false, trusting relationship with a child for the purpose of future sexual conduct. In other words, the focus isn't on one conversation, it's on a deliberate pattern. And prosecutors still have to prove criminal intent beyond a reasonable doubt. If convicted, the offense carries a penalty up to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000. But Minnesota isn't alone. Arkansas became the first state to do this, to criminalize certain grooming conduct back in 2013. And since then, a growing number of states, including Arizona, Georgia, Illinois, Iowa, Louisiana, Mississippi, Montana, Ohio, Texas, Vermont, and a few others, have enacted laws that specifically recognize grooming as a criminal offense in some form. Meanwhile, many other states have chosen a different path. Instead of creating a standalone grooming law, they prosecute the conduct through existing crime, such as enticement, online solicitation, sexual exploitation, attempted abuse, or any other criminal offenses. So for decades, psychologists have studied grooming, educators receive training to recognize it, investigators are taught to identify it and its warning signs, and parents are encouraged to look for the behaviors that often come before abuse. So here's the question that I have. If grooming is recognized by psychologists, educators, investigators as a process that often precedes abuse, then why do only some states make the process itself a felony while others wait until another crime can be charged? Let me go ahead and play the video.
Now a felony in Minnesota. Lawmakers push for changes after a WCCO investigative series. Senior investigative reporter Jennifer Merrill's here. This is significant. It's a really big deal.
It really is, Frank, and it's incredible to have watched this all along. It is now a crime to groom children in Minnesota. The law is designed to better protect kids from predators. And take a look. This is Governor Tim Walz signing the bill into law today, making grooming a child a crime. It started with Hannah Lopresto, who told WCCO Investigates about what she calls the grooming and sexual assault by her high school band director. Her goal was to change laws and protect kids from the behavior. Now, the House and Senate passed the bill unanimously. Lopresto says working on this legislation helped her.
I think it also really helped me to have somewhere to put all of my energy and difficult feelings with what happened to me and the fact that there were no charges. It gave me a very positive outlet, a place to put that energy and pour it into something good and meaningful.
All right, the law includes other protections like training on grooming for those mandatory reporters. And Lopresto told me courage, vulnerability, and teamwork won the day. It's pretty powerful to see how one person can make an impact like this. She would say with the team behind her and a lot of support.
Yeah.
But pretty incredible to see that impact.
Yeah, it is amazing. It's interesting she brought up courage because I think everyone who saw her really admires her courage. And we also appreciate your work because I know that's hard stuff, but led to some great changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do y'all think about that?
Well, I showed a video on it yesterday, and that's exactly what happens. You know, these politicians, these Congress people, these preachers, these, you know, teachers, all of them was on To Catch a Predator, and that's why they say they canceled the show if didn't nobody catch that. They say that's why they canceled the show, because they was catching people in high positions grooming these children and little boys and little girls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just want to give a shout out to Ricardo. Welcome back, big dog. He said all kids or just female kids. Welcome in. Thank you for the super chat, man. We'll play some music at the end of today's show. Hopefully you still here, big dog. We appreciate you. Yeah, very, very interesting. I do really agree with Miles on this. He said because a lot of the politicians will be exposed. Kind of goes back to what Plug said too about, you know, a lot of the teachers, a lot of there's a lot going on, man. I think we are just now catching up to what grooming now looks like in society. And what I mean by that is, I don't know if y'all remember the black lady that went viral for doing all the music video and stuff. She just went on trial too for what for the inappropriate relationship she was having as well. With that being said, I always have lived by this motto. When grown folks start doing too many things that children are doing, be aware of that grown person. There's too much trying to keep up with the youth, and we use it as I'm trying to be connected, or I'm trying to teach them better ways. The terminology has switched on grooming. Like y'all remember, I don't know if y'all remember the gentleman that was getting his braids taken out of his head that went viral like a year ago.
Oh yeah, at the school when they ended up
he just got arrested. And everybody was first talking about it's not that big of a deal. And we're starting to not recognize grooming no more because it looks like what mama and daddy are doing anyway. TikTok, all the dances with their kids, and like if y'all notice, a lot of people, a lot of people when they start grooming, what they do, they get to know you first. They connect with you. They find a way to get closer to you so that it's easy to tap into you. By now, let me be youthful. Let me do all these TikTok dances with you and make funny videos. And like, it's just grooming looks different today. It looks different today. Go ahead.
Man, I do that with my young clients, man. You just said that, man. Come on, but I do that just to, you know, gain their trust. So, you know, they can open up and say the things that they need to say.
I can take plugs here. Plug.
No, I'm serious. Like, for real. I'll be like trying to get them to open up and say what they need to say, because most of them be, you know, when you tell a kid to stay in a child's place, you know what I'm saying? They don't know how to communicate with adults. You know what I mean? So you got to try to find a common ground with them somewhere. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, did you see this post? You saw LeBron did try to meet a common ground so you can get them to open up and start conversating. So you
that's
know what I mean?
Different though, Plug. That's different though.
But that is that way I heard you say it is like that's
no, like we're not watching Plug. I don't see Plug popping up on other platforms or other people TikTok doing a dance with a young man at the barbershop.
Hell no.
That's what I'm saying. Like that I ain't talking about like what. I ain't talking about like talking about what's prevalent, or you a shoe head anyway, so you think about you can connect in different ways. I'm talking about when you start seeing people make an intentional moment to like create these moments all the time. I watch like you can go on TikTok every morning and watch teachers who are live. And their kids are like running up to them, hugging all on them, taking some of their breakfast that they eating, and like that never happened when we was in school.
Hell no.
None of that never happened, dog. Like not saying that grooming didn't happen now, but none of that never happened. Like the respect level was so different. But now you have children teaching children. You have a teacher as young as 22, 23 years old. He said, just cut their hair, man. But like,
cut my hair, man.
but very unique, Rain. Very, very unique. Good topic. I didn't know all those other states already had it too. So
yeah, I think it's about 20 altogether. I think Minnesota made 20, if I'm not mistaken. But and to answer, I think Super Mac had a comment to answer his comment about was it Super Mac or Penny? He said the fact that you need this as a law, part of the downfall of society. So you telling me you can't just talk to Bobby? No, it's what it is. It's the actions leading up to the actual the action, the actual thing. It's what you're doing preceding the actual dang, the word is not on the tip of my tongue. But yeah.
They know what you mean. They know what you mean.
Yeah,
I know
they
what
know
you
what I
mean.
mean. It's the actions leading up to. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I ain't see it though.
you didn't see it.
Mm-mm.
It's cold blooded out here, man.
Yeah.
It's cold blooded.
So tonight, I'll leave you with this question: if a pattern of grooming behavior can be identified before a child is ever physically harmed, should the law step in earlier, or does that risk crossing a line we can't afford to blur? And maybe a bigger question would be, at what point does prevention become punishment, and who gets to decide where that line is drawn? As more states revisit these laws, the conversation is only beginning. I am Rain, and that's what's on the radar. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, and if you're catching this on the rewatch, leave your comments or thoughts down below in the comment section.
Suffering got Alabama grace all in the spirit. Yeah. Georgia roots in the soul every time you hear it. Yeah.
Well, y'all already know what time it is, man. After Radar with Rain, it's always time for a little wisdom, man. Here we have it, the real spill with Plug.
Real spill for the night is cohesion. Cohesion isn't about everybody being the same. It's about everybody moving in the same direction. Too many people make the mistake agreement for unity. You don't have to think alike to win together, but you do have to be committed to the same purpose. A team without cohesion is just a collection of talented individuals pulling against each other. Talent can win a moment, but cohesion builds a legacy. In families, businesses, friendships, and communities, cohesion is the glue that holds everything together when pressure shows up. When communication breaks down, trust fades. When trust fades, division grows. And once division takes root, even the strongest foundation can begin to crack. Real cohesion requires sacrifice. It means putting the mission above your ego, listening before reacting, and understanding that your role matters just as much as the spotlight. Sometimes you're the leader, sometimes you're the support, but both are necessary. Real spill, if everybody is trying to be the star, the team loses. But when everybody is committed to the mission, everybody shines. I'm Uncle Plug. This is Real Spill. Choose wisely, act accordingly.
Awesome. Great one. And that was cohesion with the real spill with Plug. We're gonna let our great host, Miss Rain, get to these comments, and then we're gonna move on to segment number 2.
Penny said our idols or superstars seem to be emotionally damaged, but we too busy praising talent to recognize the damage seeping through the lyrics.
Yeah, he did have a song that I think it was like Hopeless Romantic or Romantic.
Romantic homicide.
Yeah, there you go.
Who was that? Who was that?
David. David. Yeah, those lyrics are pretty similar.
Supermax said, "Classy sit in the background with the codes killing me." Penny said, "or mentally damaged." Mrs. V said he needs to go to prison. He is sick.
Super.
And an unaliver. Yeah. Allegedly. She's got the fire and the crowns emojis. Supermax said, "Yo, 333 in the chat. Classic sneak code and I see, bro." Penny said, "Either weed or coke is self-medicating, but we ignore it as a culture." Mrs. V said, "I'm with it 100."
I'm with it.
Superman says, C plug, I'm knowing you knowing. Mrs. B said, a lot of predators online. Absolutely.
1,000.
She said, and these kids are online often. Please monitor your children and keep them busy with activities that are for children. No child should be on social media, in my opinion. Mrs. V, what's the proper age that you think that you should let your child have social media activities? Penny said, grooming as a charge is wild. That's so subjective. Not sure I agree with convicting grooming. Slippery slope. Not in favor of it, but it's like convicting thoughts of hate before the murder. Maddie said, I'm putting my trust in Big Bubba to show him the error of his ways in jail. Superman said, yo, 333, the fact you feel you need this law part of the downfall of society. So you telling me you can't just talk to Bobby? Penny said, again, not in favor of grooming, but it opens the door to a lot of subjectivity that will transfer to other cases and charges, making the law more abstract and definitive.
Agree.
Richard said, look at it for real. They slowly bringing the age 18 down. 17 by 18, 16 is not that far.
That's true.
Penny said, parents have failed and need to police the kids and not have the government police your kids for us.
Yeah.
Penny said, bring back public shame. Richard said, facts. Classy said, just cut my hair, man. He said, he didn't want to have no conversation. Just cut my hair. Maddie said, facts, Penny. Put them in the guillotine and let everyone shame them. Richard said, that's why I never had a TikTok. Let kids have their own portal.
There you go, Richard.
Jen said, too many parents are trusting their children in the hands of people they trust without even knowing anything else about them other than their name and title. Be aware and trust no one. She said, teachers especially. And I wrote, I agree. Yeah. Super McBride. She said, what's up at Super Mac? Mrs. B said 100. Virgo Booty, she said, gave y'all a like and subscribe and.
Thank you, ma'am.
Virgo Booty? You said Virgo Booty?
Beauty.
Oh.
Beauty. Superman said, yeah, that's the time to start to talk to Bobby before something happens. And the law is there respectfully. Yeah.
I feel you on that one, Superman.
Sure.
Mrs. B put fire emojis and plug emojis. Penny said, where is cohesion for the modern woman? Hashtag death of relationships. Thanks.
Thanks, all.
Richard said, TikTok got half naked people now. To be honest, tight revealing women at the gym, that's predatory vibes because when they got dressed, they had the hunt in mind.
You hidden today, Richard.
Yeah.
All cylinders.
I never understood that about women. You don't want the attention, but yet you dress like you want the attention.
They do want the attention.
Leave them alone.
But they enjoy being able to turn you down and embarrass you even more.
Okay. Superman said, time to talk to Bobby is before something happens. Dad is the law. By the time you got to go outside the house, family is in disarray.
That's facts.
Richard said they hate that word. Mrs. B said, Richard, I remember it used to be Musically. Never had one not for me. She said,
it was Musically. Say it used to be. Used to be Musically.
Oh.
Richard said, what you mean? And Carrie. Classic said, what's up, chat? Mrs. V said, let them children be children. Let them be children. She said, Rigid, TikTok used to be called Musically, if I'm not mistaken. Musically. Yeah. Oh, it did? Rigid for the $1.99 super chat. He said, have you ran across videos on here from 15 years ago? Yeah. Music videos. Mostly.
And appreciate you for the super chat, Richard. Thank you. We'll play music at the end, big dog.
Penny said, "You think we have a problem with minority incarceration now? You start convicting based on subjectivity. The future seemed bleak."
Hey guys, I was trying to send y'all that video of what just happened down the road, close to your community, bro. The little 14-year-old that was busting out there in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I seen it. It was already on the page. It was on the page in Facebook.
Yeah, my client, he's like, man, that's in my neighborhood. I don't know what's wrong with these kids, man.
Yeah, it's still a little separation from the hood and us. Yeah.
Miles said these might need some laws. These creeps are using them to gain access to kids. Mrs. B said, "Hey, classic." And Supermac said, "Okay, I see you, my love." At Super McBride, I gotta go inside.
You've been summoned.
Superbag, have you been groomed? Have you been groomed? So moving on. One more. We got one more. Right.
Classic said, "We call 23-year-old athletes kids. I'm so lost. I'm lost. You never grow up in America."
Well, under their law, we're all minorities, which means minors. But we'll get to that conversation some other time. Matter of fact, you got that information. Check the information I sent you, Playboy.
I had to keep correcting myself too when we were talking about the Nolan Wells case, because I kept saying these kids. You gotta call them young adults, because they're over their threshold, especially with one of them being so-called 21. So that's why we see them as kids for the most part, but per age, they're young adults. Yeah.
I agree. So, man, as y'all know, we're speaking about the finale of Grooming tonight. And this next one, man, comes from Rain, y'all. Rain sent over the tea. Plug, buckle up, dog. I wasn't ready for this one. Segment number 2.
Yeah. You're not rocking with the realest podcast in the room. No middleman. Souls, Soft Rain, Uncle Plug, let's go. No middleman.
Buckle up, Plug. I wasn't ready for it, Plug. I'm telling you right now.
Y'all, my name is Polonius Hart. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. And this video will be about the Senator Emil Jones. For those that don't know, he is the senator of the 14th District of Chicago, Illinois. And my backstory on him is I dated him. Just so you guys know I'm not lying about knowing him, here's a picture of me and him laid up. I done been to this man's house so many times. I know his address, everything. I'm not going to disclose that and show that, you know what I'm saying? But just know that this is all real factual, you know what I mean? Now, it's been a few months since I stopped dealing with him. And I was gonna make the video months ago, but the only reason why I didn't make the video is because, like, come on now, this is a politician. He works for the government. This man done threatened me so many times. He done threatened to sue me. He done threatened to call the police on me and have them take me anywhere he wants them to take me. Just a whole bunch of stuff that I don't even know if I can speak on, you know what I mean? But now that I've got the courage and the strength to, speak out on it, I'm just gonna put it all out on the table. I don't care anymore. Dealing with this man, I done seen a lot of things, heard a lot of things, you know what I mean? Things that have traumatized me. So let's get into the story on how I met this man in the first place. At the time, I was homeless and I was, going through a transition in my living situation. So I was staying with this dude. We're gonna call the dude CJ, okay? So I'm staying with CJ and CJ happens to know the senator. So CJ comes up to me one day, he's like, "Hey, the senator wants your number." And when he told me that, I'm just like, huh? I thought he was lying. I thought he was trolling. I'm just like, how do the senator even know about me? What senator are you talking about? Like, I don't know nothing about politics, y'all. Mind you, I know nothing about politics, politicians. So I'm just confused. So he tells me that, and I'm just like, whatever, give the man my number. So he ends up giving Emil my number. Emil texts me, and he's basically trying to offer me money to do, grown folk things with me. Disclaimer, Before I ended up getting his real number, he gave me his fake number. That's what email does. He gives people his fake number until I guess you pass the test so you can get the real number. But here are the messages. So he hit me up from his fake number. He goes by Mike. That's like his fake name that he gives people. But here are the messages. Mind you, I have nowhere to stay at the time. I have no money. You know, I'm not working at the time. So I was staying with a friend, and apparently Emil was plotting on me for like 3 weeks. Apparently the friend was sending Emil videos of me or just telling him about me. I did have like a Twitter at some point, and I used to post like little photos and stuff like that, but it was never nothing serious. But I guess the friend, him and Emil was plotting on me the whole time. So I go to his house, you know, he tell me he's lit, you know what I'm saying? He's in that mood, so we end up doing it. And then after that, I kind of was just at his house like every day. Like I damn near lived with him. It'll be nights where I like to call them Diddy parties. Like he would like to throw parties where he would invite a couple of guys over, sometimes women, you know what I'm saying? And adult things would happen. Before him, not gonna lie, I was not used to the more than one person. Like I don't do the 3 ways and all of that. Like I wasn't used to that. But he would tell me stuff like, yeah, if you don't do this, I'm gonna just basically replace you. Like I'm gonna just find somebody else to do it. Everybody's replaceable type shit, you know? Whenever I would refuse, like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't even know these people type. I'm not that type of person. Like, I don't know your people, so I'm not gonna do nothing, you know, freaky with them. I don't know them, but he would tell me like, oh yeah, you're not freaky enough. So he would like to get me intoxicated. You know, we would, you know, get high, you know, and basically, I just felt taken advantage of in the end because I also helped him with his re-election campaign. I'm going around passing out flyers, putting up signs in the neighborhood, and he ended up not even paying me what he was supposed to pay me, what he agreed to pay me because I didn't want to be with him. I had basically broke it off with him because I just felt like I just didn't want to be around him anymore. Like I felt like he was using me. I felt like he was manipulative and just trying to get over. And I wasn't even gonna make a video. Like I was just gonna leave him alone, just go my separate way. But he didn't even pay me what he was supposed to pay me for standing outside in the cold for hours and hours for his re-election campaign. All because I did not want to be with this man no more. Like crazy. Like you way too old for this. You know what I mean? Like pay me. It's so much more that I can say, but I'm gonna just cut it off for now, and I'm gonna just probably make like another video because like it's hella shit, hella crazy shit that I can talk about that I've seen and been through with this man. So yeah.
So there you have it, man. We have a Chicago man, goes by the name of Polo per the text messages. Mr. Polo there in Chicago discussed his relationship with the Chicago senator. Again, tonight, we're just talking about some valid comparisons. Don't get it confused when we're saying everything is grooming, just some valid things here. Monetary, found someone who was at need, didn't have a home, took someone when they are at their lowest and, you know, kind of not really technically, but possibly groomed them into a role. They start to develop all these things. But I also have another question for y'all.
No.
What's y'all get?
Bro,
Go ahead.
Talk about this. You in the street. You can't be choosy when you in the street. You in the street. That man got you out the street. Now, I'm pretty sure them hotels and them little condominiums you was in, boy, you know, was high class. You was eating you was on the street. And I'm sure you was eating fine foods and all that good stuff, being around, you know, influential people. Because he wasn't partying with no hood boogers. Now you getting tossed up. You want to get tossed up by Buddy, but he want to pass you around. I mean, what's your future entail? Don't try to expose him now. You used him just like he used you, Playboy. You was in the street. What they call him? Bro? What's the term for the dude that's in the street? What they call him?
What you mean?
Hobosexual.
Oh.
You po. That wasn't grooming, bitch. You was in need. You was in need. You was in the street. I feel like they was using me, and the only reason why you exposed it because he ain't pay your money.
But the friend kind of did the friend exploit him? Sort of, kind of, not, or like
The friend threw him.
Yeah, because the friend wasn't in, the friend was.
He put him on a lick. Literally. He put him on a lick, literally. I mean, come on, man. I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave this alone. But go ahead. I apologize, sir. Let me cut you off that killer. Do your thing, killer.
No, you good. Y'all good. Y'all good. Y'all go ahead.
That was hard to listen. That was hard to listen to.
Yeah, go ahead. I just have some other like questions after y'all decide. I mean, not decide. Bro, what was your thought? Rain sent this over, so but it was labeled as a grooming situation, which I do have another question that I think is going to kind of possibly tie it together over time. But Rain, what is your initial thoughts? I actually have two questions because of something Penny said too.
I didn't listen to the whole thing before I sent it over. Mostly he was manipulated. I think of manipulation.
We gave the term. We did give the terms of grooming on episode on part 1.
Part 1, which is
manipulation is a part of grooming. So
yeah.
So I mean,
he was already giving away he was already giving away the sandwiches. he was already giving it away for the free. He was still in the street.
So I have two questions for y'all on this because Penny brought up a good thing, and I want to ask this question for everybody. Do somebody have to be a victim for us to consider it grooming? Does there have to be a victim? Like, does there have to be?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You think so? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. It's got to be a victim. And he wasn't a victim. he wasn't a victim. You know what I'm saying? I can see. Nah, he wasn't a victim. He wasn't a victim. He knew exactly what he was going through. They don't try to play like you going through it now. At the time, you was like, well, I ain't got nothing else better to do. You in the street. He ain't got nothing better to do.
But he benefited because they got him out the street, no?
There you go. Transaction.
So I looked it up because we have to research these things. We want to bring facts here. It says no. A person does not have to recognize themselves as a victim for grooming to have occurred. Grooming describes a process of building trust, access, dependency, scarcity, or emotional influence in order to exploit, control, or abuse someone later.
Ding ding ding.
All the words right there were in that one video.
you are correct. And you are correct.
I like to have. I think this is a great. Like when I had to find something to talk about because when I didn't hear the whole thing until now. So Rain almost sabotages us. I didn't know we was getting into that far. I thought he was going to talk about like something else. But I do have a question though because this does raise a question, right? Because he did use a name in there by the name of Diddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many of our politicians and powerful people have been groomed to now have these sex parties and to now bring people into a culture that we weren't aware of? You see what I mean? Like, because when I was listening to him, I'm like, okay, man, how many other people in the level of power have been groomed to be the next one in line? Because for you to have that, like, you got to think about it, he almost named everything, right? He had a fake phone number. He had a different name, like so he had everything in place to build this. You know what I mean? So do y'all feel like all these people that get to certain areas of power are being groomed? And
Yes.
then that grooming then passes over to how they treat others or how they take advantage of others?
Of course. And I'm pretty sure if we go back into that politician's timeline, he's probably part of a Divine Nine or some other secret society that groomed him to be what he is. I mean, like this has been going on since Rome. Like bro, there's so much information about how they feel about that says nothing more powerful than a man's kiss. Like, that's crazy. Like, bro, it's so much stuff, man, that they believe in. It's more things. Like, I tell them, like, it's so many directions to where they're going. It's like this. You know what I mean? Like, it's so many folks do this. They veer off and go different directions. And these things have been going on for ages. You know what I mean? Like, I would say maybe I don't know if it's I ain't gonna even say that. Just the different categories of politicians probably groomed other different categories of politicians without saying that R word. You know what I'm saying? Have groomed them to do these things. People they often emulate what they see. So that right there, like that power state, everybody is in. Most people are in the pursuit of money. Most people are, but majority are in pursuit of power. They want power. And then any way they can do this, I got a picture, I got a video, I got a photo, I got this on you. Anything they can hold over your head to pull them puppet strings. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's a cold game, man.
It was a lot, man. It was a lot, man. I will tell y'all, I mean, I know we joking and laughing, but if what he said was true at the beginning, we might not see Polo no more. like for real. Like, remember this name. Like, remember this whole, like, I know we laugh about it now, and it's a lot going on in the world, so we can miss some things. But remember, that young man did say his name. Remember that name. Because he already said he was threatening to have cops. I mean, he kind of told the whole system, right? He had cops threatening to tell me they'll pick me up and take me here. Like, that's what I think is so unique, that the grooming process has so many different elements and so many different pieces in it. Like, because all these people are being used to move those chessboard pieces. Like, so.
And we've been in that city. And we know, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of nooks and crannies in that city, man. It's a lot of nooks and crannies, boy. It's a lot of alleyways and boy, hey, it's a lot going on in that city, man. Hey, you can get lost anywhere, boy, being a dumpster stinking. So, hey, Polo, man, hey, man, may the angels be casted around you, bro, because you putting this out on here for some clicks and likes, and you be somewhere stinking, but
I'm trying to go Nick and Night.
Hey, bars.
Bars. Get them clicks and likes for them Nick and Nights.
I'm trying to tell you, but
especially in that. Oh, my bad, right?
No, go ahead.
No, especially in that world you circling in. They ain't gonna care.
Penny said, as soon as the internet made it easy to reach out anonymous, too many people got brave.
I can see that.
Penny said, Nolan, according to the 911, there wasn't anyone over 21 on the boat. I'm just saying. Crazy said, oh man, not the crib man. Zest Monster. Jen said, Plug struggling. Plug was struggling.
I was, Jen. I was struggling, man.
Crazy said, dang, he got him off the homosexual market. Nasty work.
Homosexual.
Supermac, the bride said 333, not groomed. He's been joyed. You can't use his phone though. Just saying it went dead. Penny said, no, this is outside the scope of grooming. He knew what he was getting into. He consented, and he kept taking the money and the.
I agree.
Penny said y'all both used each other. Jen said, "Hey, Senator, it's diabolical." Penny said he's salty. He got beat at his own game.
Mm-hmm.
Penny said, "Souls don't do that."
Cause hold on. Not see, because if you think about it, he said he didn't even pay him his money. So obviously you came for a job and he sent you for a job. And now you mad because you ain't get paid for that job. Now you want to expose the man. You worse than them 304, cuz.
But it goes back to the first segment. What happens? What happens when the other person, when both people have trust, and one person now does something because they don't? You see what I mean? Like he didn't get something he wanted. Now the threats that he always made against the senator, he finally went to it.
With Celeste, yep, same thing.
Mom said, "Nah, man, dude is an adult and was aware of the protocol." Penny said, "Homie, not a victim."
Literally.
Super said, "What is GFP plug?"
I don't know. GFP.
Or it might be Go Find Plug.
Mom said he was selling himself. End of story.
Yeah, he was. He had an opportunity. He was on the street. What you gonna do? I told you, man. Hungry, horny, and broke. Hungry, horny, and broke. You'll see the characters.
And Reggie said, "I like to." Go ahead.
I just think it's unique though, because once there's no age barrier, we then are very direct by how we judge people. We never think we are quick to like not give somebody the same grace because there's no longer something that I can identify that might seem like this is inappropriate. Then we go straight at the person. Like
I damn sure did.
I mean, it's not. I think it's very unique how we are wired as human beings. Like once we feel like there's nothing to pick at, we initially blame who we feel it is to blame. But if it was a little age gap, not even saying he was young, like a 13-year-old, but if he was 18 on here and the senator's 50. You see what I mean? Yeah. And the reason why I'm making this out to say that is because with the Shannon Sharp thing, she was so much younger, and everybody was like, "Oh, you older, you should know better." Like it's like once that one thing that we can't lean on is out of the way, we immediately make nothing but, "Oh, that person did this. No, that person was doing. No, he knew what he was doing." Like everything goes out of the window.
It do, because it's them double standards. Because say had that been a woman, we'd have had a whole different thing to say. It'd have been a different conversation.
It's unique. It's unique, man. This is unique. Yeah, this is unique.
I'll tell you. Hey.
Reggie said, "I like the description of grooming. That just lets you know you can control other people's actions."
Big facts. That's what we're here for, man.
Penny said, "Change the genders. The friend."
That's what Blood just said.
Yeah.
Oh, he said change the games. Change.
Oh,
he say no. Yeah, no. He said change the gender, and then you say that person put them up on game. Like hey girl, I got a senator over here. You dig what I'm saying? Nah, it's a whole play.
All my yeah. Hey, I'm glad y'all. Everybody picking up what we put down. Yeah. Grooming don't really matter when it's different genders. Too tight said plug.
Don't slide like that, man. He slid that shit right off in there.
Max said, "Plug, don't apologize for knowing." He said the emojis too. Richard said, "Grooming is bad. I didn't go that deep, just the control part." Max said, "Plug knows the name of a Texas street in Shreveport and Bossier. This is my bubble, y'all." Penny said, "No trust was built, though. He never said, 'Oh, buddy, promise exclusive.'" or a relationship. That's just what he took it as. Penny said he played himself.
That's wild.
Penny said souls, but by that logic of power, then you can only be in a relationship with someone of equal status or power dynamic.
I'm not sure what we speaking of, but yeah, I will agree.
Richard said YouTube got them too, not the members, the owners. Penny said we all grooming then, predatory or not.
That's something you got to be able to sit with, little Penny. I think it's I think we just call it manipulation.
Or game.
Yeah, that's a good one, Penny. I think that's something everybody got to be willing to sit.
We gotta be willing to sit with it.
Gotta be willing to sit with it. Take it home.
Wow.
Matt Plug said it gets deeper. Tell me you knowing without telling me you knowing.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Classy said, "Oh, it's Chicago. He cooked allegedly. Senator can get him gone for the cheat."
Mm-hmm.
Classy said, "No, the cops will never." Classy said, classic. He said, "Dying over butt play is a terrible way to go, gang." Richard said that's threatening someone to have sex is crazy.
Cold-blooded.
Two Tight said hobosexual. Dang. A Plug, we ahead of the sexual dog. Supermax said inside but got her phone. Head of household. Seriously, 333 mine. Perfect for me, chat. Good luck. Richard said, I can't even salute him. He vlogging in a room smelling like. Wait. Two Tights.
Wait, read that again.
Can't even salute him. He's vlogging in a room smelling like.
Hey, buddy, hey, he shaved his chest.
Go ahead,
he
say
on the
it.
TikTok.
Read it.
He say,
read it.
Classic wild butt play. God damn, man.
So
That's
man,
crazy work, man.
great segment so far, man. Great segment so far, man. This is the finale, man. So we want to end this finale on a high note. I know we've been joking. I know we've been but we want to make sure that every series we do has some intentionality to it. And also always want to end on a not really, I won't say the positive note, but a serious note. So we're going to end our last talk with Souls Talk. Here we go. So we're going to end our last conversation with this young lady who is going to actually speak about grooming, man. It's a very kind of call to action, but also a final PSA, man, for those out there who could have experienced this, been going through this. Because if you're going through it in the wrong manner, man, we do not condone that here at the No Middleman. We don't want anyone to feel like they're being taken advantage of or anything of that nature. So I wanted to end this with a final PSA for things to look out for and things to think about as you're moving through life. So here we go.
My comments told me that when I was 12 years old, I could have told my abuser no. For context, at 12 years old, I was sexually abused by a 37-year-old man. This lasted for 2.5 years.
Let me start that over. I had to turn the volume up.
So a guy in my comments told me that when I was 12 years old, I could have told my abuser no. For context, at 12 years old, I was sexually abused by a 37-year-old man. This lasted for 2.5 years. And maybe this man just didn't understand the grooming process. But a predator is very intentional on grooming his subject. Number one, he built my trust. So before the abuse began, he was a kind, loving father figure. Once you trust someone, you have a sense of loyalty towards them, especially a father figure for a young lady. His interactions got closer and closer, and they felt more and more inappropriate, but he was also desensitizing me to my red flags. Then after he built the trust and loyalty, he switched. So now you have trust, loyalty, and fear. He manipulated me into believing that if I were to tell him no, He would flip the story, make it seem like I was the aggressor when I thought that I was pregnant by him. He told me that I would break my mom's heart. I would be responsible for her unhappiness if I told her. He also pushed me to become sexually active with a boy my age so that it could seem like I was pregnant by that boy. The manipulation and the mind games for a 12 to 14-year-old is what made it hard to say no, or not even say no, but for him to honor and respect my no. I was nothing but pray to him. Oh, a guy in my comments told me that when I was 12 years old, I could have told my abuser no. For context, at 12 years old, I was sexually abused by a 37-year-old man. This lasted for 2.5 years. And maybe this man just didn't understand the grooming process. But a predator is very intentional on grooming his subject. Number one, he built my trust. So before the abuse began, he was a kind, loving father figure.
So I want to stop there first because I want to break these things down because I think it's very vital because we were talking about the David case at the very beginning. We did have some, well, I had a question about, do we feel like somebody at the age of 13 can be like emotional, mature, things of that nature. But if you hear her and listen to her, she was pretty much similar age. Trust for her looked at like someone who would have been like a father figure, a mentor, like something that would have been normal for someone at that age. So just something to think about as we're processing these things that she's saying. So number one was trust, which is what we are talking about tonight, the process of gaining trust for the finale of Grooming. So trust is number one.
Once you trust someone, you have a sense of loyalty towards them, especially a father figure for a young lady. His interactions got closer and closer, and they felt more and more inappropriate, but he was also desensitizing me to my red flags. Then after he built the trust and loyalty, he switched.
So after trust, she said loyalty was built, right? So in the midst of all of this, she felt that the trust, now I must be loyal to this person. I must take care of this person. This person's take care of me. Who knows? Maybe getting school clothes, maybe make sure she eating at night, all these type of things.
So now you have trust, loyalty, and fear. He manipulated me into believing that if I were to tell him no, he would flip the story, make it seem like I was the aggressor when I thought that I was pregnant by him. He told me.
So, and then the last thing she stated was fear. And at that moment is where you probably would have heard more of her immaturity by age, right? Because at that point, the fear, he started getting her with other men that was her age to kind of desensitize her because she did, get pregnant at the time, things of that nature. So no one would think it was his. What is your guys' thoughts about this? This has been our third episode and the finale of Grooming. I know we've seen a lot of stories. We talked about a lot of different examples of it. With that being said, I wanted to end on a very high note of like things to really look out for, especially any parents that might catch this on a rewatch, any single mothers that might catch this on the rewatch. Anybody that continues, again, I'm not telling people to shelter their life, but if you're sending your kids to summer camps, and I think there's dialogue that we need to start having as adults with our children, with younger adults that we're around. We really need to start paying attention to those red flags, because she even said her red flags, he started to even be able to desensitize them, right? And who knows what that might have meant in her aspect of things. So what is your guys' thoughts about this final message so that we can give everybody something to really like tangible to take home, something to think about? That's really what our message was throughout this series of Grooming.
I think as a parent, we need to be in our children's business, at least until they get out the household, all up and through there. We need to monitor who's in their circle, and also not only monitor who's in their circle, but their parents as well, because their parents has influence on them. And see what kind of lifestyles their parents live. It's a tough subject, because you don't want to over you don't want to close the umbrella on your children or on people who are close to you, but then you don't want to not have an umbrella on them as well. So it's a tough conversation to have even with your kids. You essentially have to build trust with your kids to let them know that it's okay to be open with you, to know what's going on with them as well. Because some kids do shut down, and some kids think that they can't tell their parents anything because of maybe fear of trouble that they might get into. So I know there's no children watching this, but I would encourage the parents to encourage their children to be open with them about things that they're experiencing and things that are going on.
My mind goes to a village. When you are unable to have these serious conversations about predatory behavior and grooming behavior, if you're afraid to have these type of conversations with your children, that's when you need an uncle or an auntie, sister, brother, someone that's close to the family. You know what I mean? Like, I asked the men, like, if your son, like your son's head coach of his football team was having these conversations with him, or his basketball team was having this conversation with him, would you be comfortable with that coach having that conversation with these kids? Like, say, if it's one of us assistant coaches or one of these trainers out here that's coming at y'all, because that actually happened in a college. Sadusky did the same thing to college kids, 18, 19, 20 years old. He was doing that. And his name's Sandusky. And like, it takes a village. You know what I mean? Like, you really have to sit back. It takes, you got to have these conversations. You know what I mean? You got to know who you have. It's diligence, man. When you having kids, right, you got to do a lot of due diligence. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have due diligence, because you can't be around them all the time. So you got to have these hard-hitting conversations. You got to have multiple check-ins with them and make sure that this isn't happening. You got to be that parent, not only with the disciplinary, you also have to be that one with the, open dialogue, what I'm saying, with your kids, because it's crazy, man. I living in my bubble, I don't think like that. I don't think in that nature about predatory behavior. That's why it's so shocking when I be hearing it. I know it exists. You know what I mean? I know it exists. And it's just like, I don't think like that. You know what I mean? But now it's like, you hear it. I see why these parents keep their kids in the house. And we be like, man, we'll never see no kids outside playing. You know what I mean? And this.
No, you cannot spend the night. No, he cannot spend the night.
Like, do we? Okay. So we say that, no, you can't spend the night. Do you know, buddy? Do you know his parents like that? Do you really know, like, who you dealing with? Like, is it comfortable to be having these same like, man, I gotta ask you some questions, man. My son gonna be around your son. They real good friends. They've been hanging out. They've been cool since 3rd grade. Now they playing football together, and these boys gonna be hanging out and having a little slumber party, whatever the thing may be, little sleepovers. Man, hey, you ain't on that type of time, is you, bro? You know what I mean? Because, hey, bro, hey, I don't play about my babies now. I don't play about my kids, man. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to find out who you are, man. Let me know something. Do you really vet the parents of the kids that you know what I'm saying, that your kids are dealing with? It's a lot of due diligence that parents got to do, because you just can't shelter that kid in the house. You got to do a lot of due diligence. You got to check them. You got to ask them hard-hitting questions. And if he's offended, Be like, well, what type of time you on? Because I'm ready for you to ask me the same type of question, so I can tell you about me and what I believe in and what I stand on. Because this is a warning. This should be a warning between you and I. You giving me yours and I'm giving you mine. Like, man, this type of behavior, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Please take care of your kids, man. Take care of your kids. Make sure you give your kids the open floor to speak their minds, and you know, for real, like, and let them know daddy coming. Let them know mama coming. You know what I mean? Because I mean, can't just keep them locked in the crib. That parent should be what we were. Man,
Do y'all know anybody who ever experienced it? Like that it would be your age now? Like, have y'all ever had someone that experienced this?
yeah, he killed him.
Oh,
He's serving life right now. His dad and his stepmama. One of my classmates blew it. I mean, with a shotgun, blew his dad and his stepmama away. And I'm talking about like riding the bus, hanging out at school. I don't know what day it was. Let's just say Tuesday.
yeah.
Wednesday morning. Man, y'all know such and such went to jail. What? Yeah, man, he went to jail, man. He killed his mama and he killed his dad and his stepmama. What? Yeah, he said they was molesting him. What? Yeah. It was like 1993, 94. You were like 13, 14 years old. It's a village, man. It take a village, man. You gotta take a village, man.
I was trying to look up some stats, but I really couldn't get what I wanted, because I know Plug, you was initially saying about like it's not something like you don't think about it, right? And then I always think about like my childhood, where I was from. Like, we walked everywhere, we played basketball in different parts of the city. Like we never. I don't even think this. I don't even think this had even crossed our mind either, though. Like, we never, like, you know how, because I remember once I got into like high school, that's when you started hearing about the man in the van. Like people used to like talk about the man asking kids do they want candy. This was like mid 2000s. And I was trying to look up some stats, because I noticed something when I've been out lately. And this could be me just stereotyping. I apologize for those who it might offend. But I really think that America becoming so diverse has created a lot of these now 2020 problems we have. Because the reason why I say that is, like, the other day out at an outlet mall, right? If y'all ever been around a lot of like Indian people and things of that nature, they just let their kids run around. Like, they don't have no care about where their kids are. They could be 3 miles ahead of them. The kids running behind them. Like, in America, we were taught to like keep our kids close, like have them in eyes. And I think this is just me. This could be way overarching, but like, I think that when us becoming so internationally entwined, we are now trying to parent like what we see other parents parent like. Like, you don't want to be that parent that's always holding your kid back at a play area. I know, hey, Boogie, don't go over there. You went too far. Because that's how my mom and them used to talk to us. Like, hey, if I can't see y'all out in front of that window, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like the proximity and the control now, to me, is gone. Like, you walk in a mall now and you see 100 kids, dirty, shoes off, all playing in the same play area. Then you wonder why your kid come home with ringworm and everything else on. Like, it's just like some things that we just never really did. Do y'all feel like everybody coming together now, it has kind of confused the world of what appropriate parenting looks like? Because
we had our way.
Yes.
Because Yeah, because black folks had their way and white folks had their way.
Yeah.
And it's so the integration, I can understand. I understand
Does
what you're
that
saying.
make,
With
like,
the
I know it could be overarching, I could be really reaching, but like
No.
it was just something that I thought about when I'm walking, I'm like, man, if I had a little daughter 3 years old, I would never leave her out of my sight in an outlet mall with thousands of y'all know Texas is the law. Like we're like our own country now. The DFW has what, over 400 some million people now. Like we're like one of the biggest cities. Like
ridiculous.
Can you just imagine being in a location where the whole parking lot is full? It's a huge outlet mall, and you got people literally letting their kids run around rampant, like,
or sit on the floor in public spaces.
like it's just so much, like that's why I think
like just hurt my soul.
That's why
It's habit.
like,
it's habit for me when I see them like that. I'm looking at the kid and I'm looking around like
trying to find your mom. Get up.
And I'm seeing if they can see where the kid, like I'm seeing like is the parent got the kid in eye view and be like, hey, get up off that ground. You know what I mean? Get up off that ground. Get up off that. Go on over. Go where your parents at. Go on over there with your parents. You know what I mean?
Coming out of the house with only a diaper on that just.
Because think about
that ain't thinking about getting snatched up, or being something predatory happening to them. It's just more of a, man, get your damn kid.
But yeah,
like my thing is too, like, and then too, you see it a lot, right? How many events have y'all been to, like a carnival or fair, that it never fails? You're gonna see one parent looking for their child.
Oh yeah,
they lost their child. The police officers out there. Did y'all see a little kid with this, and this? Like, it's just very, it just made me think of that when I was thinking about like how the world has like kind of changed, kind of tilted now. I think it's just like we have ingrained so many different levels of discipline and cultures, and now you're trying to fit, like, where does my discipline fit? You can't whoop your child no more. You'll get thrown in jail and CPS called on you. Like, it's so many changes in society today that now has created other avenues for people like predators to easily prey on others, because we have put so much guardrails around parenting that now somebody nice can come in and groom and look like a father figure. And now your dad is a great father. He just whooping you because you did something wrong. So like, it's just a thought. That was just a thought.
Yeah.
I know what
you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Most of the kids I see at the fair, like what you talking about, most of the black, especially the young black daddies, that he got his hand on his son or his daughter chest like this right here, walking right behind him.
Yeah.
And he looking like he will kill. Walking with his baby. They all got matching Jordans on, matching fits. So let you know, hey, if she get lost, she look just like me. And I'm walking around like I'm ready to kill something. Somebody ready. Hey, I'm ready to go to hell or jail today. By mine.
Yeah.
Penny said, "Where the baby oil at?" Too Tight said, "Yeah, that's crazy, man. He should have been put under the jail system." Shaking my head. Sick people. Richard said she knows herself.
Yeah, I thought it was dope for her to be able to have that conversation.
Penny said the reason we draw the line at age is because there's a presumption of innocence and say the word, put
naivety.
Okay, that's why accountability is considered once adulthood is displayed.
Right, I'm gonna start judging after a while, because some of these words you should be able to
listen. Don't be judging. I got a degree. Penny said, but get that man gasoline draws.
Big facts.
Penny said somewhere along the lines, parents stopped taking accountability and responsibility. Security is priority number one.
Big facts.
Super McBride said the family was supposed to impose actually guidance before this occurred. I am knowing we are not in a perfect world.
I would like to, can you explain more of that? I would love to hear that. Like, just so I can have a better understanding. I like what you're saying. I just like to have a better understanding.
Jen said, follow your instincts, parents, if something seems off with your children, especially around specific people.
think we read that.
Bridget said, don't yell after hearing something. Praise their honesty. Exactly. Jen said, plug is those very people that are violating the kids.
She was talking about when you were talking about like coaches and stuff.
Yeah.
Penny said, iPad and internet raise children become victims. A computer isn't all they need. PSA.
I agree.
Jen said, I have seen this firsthand, and the predators will have everyone in their path food.
Damn shame.
Cass said, precarious at 100. Too Tight said, for sure, 100 plug. Miss B said, exactly. Jen said, another reason fathers are important in the home.
Damn Skippy.
Penny said, without righteous men, women and children get preyed upon. This is why the unpopular belief of boundaries and security imposed by a loving man is necessary. Maddie said, open communication with your children's friends and their families is the key to being able to have those sleepovers and hangouts. My house is always full of my child's friends. Supermax said, part of the downfall of society said it for you. Plug respect. Jen said, single mothers will trust any man that is presenting a positive figure role to their child.
Y'all agree with that?
They do. Until otherwise specified.
Yeah, until they see otherwise. I mean, it's unfortunate, but
it's always intentions. Like I say, the good guy and the bad guy say the same thing. It's the only thing that differentiates is the intentions.
That's crazy. I like that.
Bridget said, Predators was some movie stuff. Supermax said, mine always under actual eye. I'm calling it parenting helicopter as well, drone or not.
Yeah.
Why not?
Penny said, grooming is one of the biggest signs of the destruction of the nuclear family because without a void, grooming does not exist. It's a liberal perspective that's at fault.
Okay.
Too Tight said, true souls. I see it all the time.
Yeah, for real.
Miles said, I knew of a kid while I was in high school, his teacher. Everybody knew, but was dismissed because a boy was victimized by a female teacher.
Yeah, that's becoming a big trend. Like these female teachers, big trend.
It was one boy got covered on my radar. Supermax said,
hey, plug what? None of my teachers freaky, boy.
You could name the ones you wish was, what did you?
I'm trying to tell you, boy. Victimized. Excuse me, I engaged.
Super sad and Little Penny with straight facts respect. Too Tight said, you better be in the house before the street light come on or get your tail whooped. Penny said, souls, you can't blame other cultures because in their culture, the ideas of discipline are ingrained in their societies because to do that is instant death, as opposed to here we debate, right?
I love how y'all have, but I love how we have selective hearing. I never blamed. I said, do we feel that the combining of cultures have created different manners of us parenting? Never said a culture was the reason why, but I enjoy y'all, man. I enjoy it.
Penny said, and wrong. Penny said, same as cleanliness. Super said, okay, so knows Texas State don't start in Louisiana.
Yeah, you talking about Texas Street.
Oh, Texas
Street. Yeah.
What Texas Street?
That's at downtown Shreveport. It's where all the them hobosexuals you were talking about start off here.
Mrs. B got the praying hands.
He got a pack of ramen and say, come to the car.
Mariel said, souls leave Rain alone. She would get them soon enough. Tuesday said, call CPS if you want to. I'm gonna put the BTA to them so what they gonna do. Parents got too soft nowadays. Maddie said, nope, I don't trust my kids like that.
In what manner? What manner you sorry if we missed it?
Yeah. Tuesday said, I can name a few to souls. Yes, Lord.
Yeah, he talking about them teachers. He talking about them teachers. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, we just trying to keep some light in the midst of all this, man. Hopefully you guys got something out of this series, man. This series was called Grooming. We did another series as well. We had a few series. We had a series about saving the youth. If y'all want to go back and watch that, I think it'll be very prevalent to a lot of these conversations we had today. But we appreciate everybody in the chat. We're gonna read these last few comments, and then Rain's gonna close us out for the night.
Maddie said, I will not have just any man around my kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tushai said, where was them teachers back in my day? Dang, had some young ones. And Mrs. B sending up the prayer hand.
It's all you, Miss Rain.
All right, y'all. That's how we do it here on No Middleman, real conversations, raw perspectives, and no filter. Shout out to everybody who pulled up and added to the conversation tonight, whether you agreed, disagreed, or got your feelings challenged. We appreciate you for being part of the dialogue. And if you enjoyed tonight's discussion, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and share this stream with somebody who's not afraid of real conversation. And don't forget, the conversation does not stop here when the stream ends. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know where you stand. So until next time, for Souls, Uncle Plug, and your girl Soft Rain, we are signing off. Good night, and remember, the truth don't need a middleman.
Trust cost. Yeah, no middleman. Sometimes the loudest warning come with the quietest smile. Truck out more than money. Better watch what you invest. Everybody shake your hand. Everybody ain't the best. Some build you up with love. Some build a trap instead. Read the sign before the story end in tears instead. Trust cost more than money. Yeah. Protect your peace. Power don't always shout it, creeping piece by piece. A smirk and high motives, that's real, no pretend. Truth don't need a middleman in the end. Started with a compliment, turned into dependent. Small favors every day, now they crossing every limit. Made you feel important, made you feel understood. Now they separating you from everybody that was good. That's how influence moving, nobody paying attention. A conversation today become tomorrow's permission. Respect ain't manipulation, love ain't isolation. Question every voice that demands your validation. Trust cost more than money. Better watch what you invest. Everybody shake your hand. Everybody ain't the best. Some build you up with love. Some build a trap instead. Read the sign before the story end in tears instead. This ain't about rumors. This ain't picking sides. It's about recognizing patterns people try to hide. Mentors can uplift. Families help you grow. But if somebody controls your world, that's a warning you should know. Power, A status, none of that alone. But mixed with manipulation, that's a dangerous zone. Truth over emotions, facts over the hype. Learn the difference now before it changes somebody's life. Trust can build a home, trust can build a team. Trust can build a future or destroy every dream. So ask the hard questions, don't be scared to think. Sometimes the strongest chains don't look like chains at all. Trust costs more than money, better guard your soul. Not every helping hand wants to see you whole. Knowledge is protection, that's the reason we begin. Truth don't need a middleman, let the conversation win. Yeah. This ain't no handouts. No shortcuts. No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman. Middleman.
No middleman.
Middleman. Middleman.
No middleman.
Middleman.
No middleman, I get it direct. Pressure talk, I don't deal in the flex. Cut the line, I don't wait, I collect. If it's mine, I'ma claim my respect. No middleman, I move with intent. Boss moves only, every dollar was spent. No favors, no deals, no rent. Built from the ground, now the whole game bent. Start started with a vision, had to cut the distractions. No handshake, just results and reactions. They was talking plays, I was making it happen. Turn losses to losses, then flipped it to passion.